on her reputation, and if she loses her reputation, even with us, that would hurt her more than she would profit from it.
They're mercenaries. They're as thieves. They know how to hide stuff.
Mercenaries too rely on their reputation, otherwise nobody is going to hire them ever again.
Zyn, I'm disappointed in you. You're always so what's it called in English?
Careful?
No, what is it called? Paranoid. Normally you're always so paranoid, but in this case you trust her.
I don't trust her, I just see potential for profit. Not the monetary kind, but something much more important.
Zyn's assessment, I think, is actually correct in this regard, as amazing as it is to fathom. To that extent, it would be to what fee they would assess us as a duchy to retain them, and whether it be convenient to do so. Which I don't think it is.
We certainly have no current desire to pay high value for things that the Kyoto might as well lay in wait for us in the ground. If they were a group of traveling assassins, then perhaps we could find work for them.
Are there any NPCs which feel strongly enough to offer an opinion on the matter, Jonas?
Well, the others have certainly listened to this. Ivy will chime in and say, well, it's certainly a risk employing them as far as I see. We don't really know how upfront they would be. If she says that official missions would, any spoils from that would go to the state, I am inclined to agree with Lord Zyn. She probably puts a great deal of pride on her reputation, and as such she might be trusted. She shrugs. The problem is, of course, if we do not allow them to operate out of here. If she made it down here, and she did seem rather confident in front of the council, I do not think she can be brought low easily. And if she escapes, she might operate independently outside of our borders. Then the risk seems overwhelming that whatever they find will most certainly go directly to the surface, with no chance of going past us first. To your analogy, Matron, there might be rats in the basement that can scurry off with some of the food. But if we have no reliable way of getting rid of the rats, maybe we can train them to work for us. She shrugs.
We found these horrible people coming here with their demands, acting no matter what we say. Sparing them now seems almost too generous. What's on to the others?
They are a potential resource that we shouldn't just throw away.
It's definitely one of my thoughts. Train's like twirling a little bit of a dagger around. There is definitely there's always a side of more able bodies is something which we don't really have a lot of.
But I do not want more able bodies whom we cannot trust. At least to some degree. We know what they want, but we cannot control what they want. Because if we do not let them get it, they will simply disregard us and take it anyway. As such, they are uncontrollable. Especially if they're so confident that they do not fear our violence.
considering their focus on profit, I think they are very controllable, assuming that we have the necessary funds for it.
Assuming that we wish to spend funds, continuously paying them for something we do not need simply to make them stay off our back. I do not think this is a good expenditure to make.
And yet burning bridges because we think they may be unreliable or a nuisance if we keep them around seems excessive. If they do, whatever we do, then we should use the option that gives us the most potential in the future.
Round, I see it as minimizing trouble. We have enough already to deal with. I don't think adding more to that list, certainly a constant expenditure just to keep them in line, would be worth it. They'll basically be taking protection money to them.
Miku clears his throat, I guess, and says, I did not hear exactly how much money they would require, if any. He looks around. She didn't offer her price.
I would assume the price would depend on numerous variables, including risk, how much she thought she could bilk.
If we're buying something, it's depending on how valuable she thinks it is to us.
Well, there he shrugs. In that case, she will have no business here. Or at least she would have to take a fee that is so minimal that we could not trust her with just accepting it.
She did seem to suggest funding for expeditions. She did not say that she needed continuous expeditional funds. At least I did not hear such a thing.
Nor did I.
They shakes her head no, but as soon as she ran out of work, she would then begin to scour the countryside as it is, taking whatever she finds for herself. Mr. Rilinid, you know of these. Surely there are countries where they do not operate.
Rilinid offers a baffled shrug.
There are many things I do not know of the surface. However, I imagine aggravating them is far more dangerous on the surface. Here, as far deep as we are much more difficult to reach.
Yes, I do not think we have any real trouble from them. If we were to simply kill the ones that are here, might deter others. And who knows, others might even not know what happened to them. They descended into the Underdark and was not heard from again. Something that happens to many, I'm sure.
Perhaps nothing has ever been so convenient for us since our arrival here.
Smiles. Indeed, the dangers do play to our advantage often enough.
And yet if we just killed the entire group and word got out anyways, the society or whoever they are may think we have something valuable to hide and will send even more of their members, who will not ask if they want to be, if we want to employ them, who will just take whatever it is we may hide.
Such is the goals of ambitious and greedy people, particularly those who are powerful enough to impose their will upon others.
There's sort of shrugs. Then we will kill them too.
Zyn just frowns. I've made my point clear enough, I think. It seems I cannot convince you. But I do think they are a potential resource. Unreliable or not, I think they can be controlled if done right. It will require funds, yes. But there's no certainty that whatever they find would have been found by us as well.
There's rocks. Given enough time, anything that can be found will be found.
I shall then advocate Zyn's opinion on this matter by suggesting the possibility that, say they find something that would be useful to us in 2 years, or we find it ourselves in 100. Perhaps in 100 it would not be useful. But in that crucial moment after 2 years, then it could turn the tide of a intense situation.
And if we cannot pay for it at that point? Or if we do not wish them to spread it around like wildfire to our enemies as well?
We cannot control where they spread it and where they don't spread it unless we are in one of their official whatevers.
Not exactly. Whatever we may gain from that information will certainly be gained by anyone else who wished to listen as well.
Who could afford the fee?
Yes, and any enemy we may have and currently may be threatened by would be able to.
I don't think the Merciless Throne entertains the Pathfinder Society.
No, but perhaps Clattenvold does.
What happened to them being dealt with?
That is a temporary measure. You know that as well as I do.
Perhaps I do.
The greatest, most terrible outcome would be that they do find some schematic of some gnomish artifact, bring it back there where the gnomes are then riled up and wish to reclaim what they have lost, because clearly there would be more for them to find. Well, they would then be able to use whatever they had to come and take it. I think I do not wish to bother with.
Okay, enough of this. You've got Zyn, who advocates allowing the Pathfinder Society to essentially create a home base of operations within our not-yet capital. I do believe Dark is of the same opinion. Is that right, Dark?
I think they'd be more useful than, the alternatives what could happen in the future.
Okay, so you and Zyn are in you and Sheep are in concordance. Manaki obviously just wants to kill the fucking bitches and let it be done with.
Pretty much.
How are you feeling, Tina?
Saying no, but not killing them. I think if we kill them, we're gonna get more problems than we want.
Basically like a strong refusal that we are not interested in allowing you to establish a base of operations here. I'm of that opinion as well. Telling them to get fucked without actually killing them.
Then it is decided, I suppose.
I'm alone in being pragmatic.
That's not decided. You have two people who want to allow them to build a base here, two people who want them to get fucked, and then a person who just wants to kill them.
Well, if it's a basically player group vote and 2 people are for them, 3 people are against them, no matter how much against them they are, then the matter seems to be decided.
I think we could take their stuff if we killed them.
you pitched that. I assume, like, the entire entourage came with her and might end up being staying. I'm not actually sure.
Well, she did have, like, a group with her.
Yeah. Well, I guess I'd then pitch that to Zyn. How big was their group?
Voice in my head, go.
It was her, 2 other drow, 1 deep gnome, and 1 dwergar.
Adventuring party, basically.
Yeah, that's gonna be a serious, knockdown fight.
Oh, we'd split them up, of course.
I think the fanciful dreams that you have, that they're going to somehow fall for these schemes of ours that get them separated, I'm not going to...
I think they're suspicious enough to stay together.
We have arranged rooms for you, but they are in different portions of the city.
We'd simply ask them to get them do as we tell them. I mean, what are they gonna do? Go, like...
You go over there and wait. I don't know.
I mean, think of how you would feel if you were a player character in this adventuring party. Come on, Manaki.
Yeah, the thing is, like, they're in the middle of us.
Technically, yes.
Yeah. Like, even if we don't have an army, we still have fucking guards and whatnot.
Right.
All this territory, controlled by us. You could take it.
You throw enough guards and, the entirety of the council of the situation, and hopefully they don't polymorph into dragons or whatever, or just teleport.
Yeah, basically.
We don't exactly know how powerful they are.
If they teleport, that's fine. They're gone, right?
Yeah, we will never hear from them ever again. Never.
Well, how do we want to decide on this then?
I
think every one of us has made their opinion clear, and it's rather interesting that we all have somewhat different opinions. Mm-hmm. We just need to come to a conclusion here.
Just don't want to have to deal with these people. God damn. Chaotic, independent.
Yeah. There is the possibility that if we told them they couldn't establish a base, they would just go to an area of the fungal jungle where they could establish a base, and then make their way across the fucking lake anyway.
Yeah, well, deal with them then.
But they'd also know the fact that since we are clearly expanding our borders, they'll know that they'll eventually start running into our patrols again.
We're not going to be able to patrol that
Kill
effectively. Yes, that'd be like, we'll send out the level 1, maybe level 2 mercenaries against an adventuring party.
The point stands, I'm not expecting them to kill them. The point stands is, the moment they run into them, either one or two things will happen. Either they'll kill them, which then alerts us the fact that they're there, or they have to move.
Or that something is there.
The point is, we would go investigate anyway.
Yeah, and then we'll have to fight them on their terms.
Except for the fact that we spend so long away from our kingdom when we do shit.
They could eat up that whole island before we get to them.
Well, maybe if we were to say yes and have them here, then we at least know where they are.
No, we know where their house is. I don't think they're going to stay there more than we stay here.
Well, I think it's better than that we... I don't want them here, because I'm basically thinking I don't want them to find the treasure before I do.
Yeah.
So I just don't want them to touch my stuff.
Exactly. Like, don't eat my cake. It's mine. I'm not going to eat it right now, but don't stick your fingers in it.
I know there's an ice cream in that freezer somewhere.
I'll take a piece of your cake and I'll sell it back to you. How about that?
So I don't want them here. Because whatever they're going to find,
how do we prevent them from being here? Some of you, I mean, that's basically what we're down to, right? I say we kill them.
No.
Some of you say, I'm sure they'll go away if we just tell them hard enough. And some of you say, let's hire them to do stuff, and then at least we have them under control for as long as we pay them.
From what I understand, there's only one person who wants to kill them, and that's you, because you want their loot, which is...
No, it's because I want them to be gone without having to pay them.
I'm not exactly sure whether to do the killing's the solution to the problem. I'm satisfied with how I suggested things. I think it's the best course of action. I don't want them anywhere within the realm, and if we do find out that they've done things, we, as the player characters, will storm in like bats out of fucking hell and murder every single one of those sons of bitches. And if anyone ever dares to come from the Pathfinder Society again, they too will perish. Or the campaign will end.
Well, we
It's that simple.
Yeah,
Fuck
we
you,
give them-
Gary.
if we tell them, go away, we don't want to see you. If we see them, they have given us a reason to kill them.
The problem is, though, that again, like, we know what's going to happen, right? They're going to go outside our borders, put up a fucking camp somewhere there, loot all the crap we haven't gotten to yet, and then...
And we will get that loot if we find them and they give us a reason to kill them.
They're not just gonna, like, suddenly abscond with the secret prized artifact heirlooms of Waldenstadt. I mean, it's gonna be...
The first thing they're gonna go run into is those annoying screechers, or what they were called.
It's gonna be noticed if any serious attempt to delve into the Waldenstadt ruins is made, because it's all caked in mud. So if anyone, during that kingdom period time, takes a look with his fucking dire bat and maybe observes the situation, if they're so foolish as to attempt to head there, well, we have allies in the fungal jungle. We'll make something happen. And that's really the only area we're concerned about, just that island. We can just claim that sooner than had been planned in the build order, so that there actually are mercenaries patrolling there.
Yeah, we claim it sooner. As Jonas said, we have like some small boats. We'll have mercenaries.
I mean, yeah, I'm clearly outvoted, so I'll go with the next best thing and just banish them forever.
We find their terms to be unacceptable.
Well, it's still 2 against 2.
No.
Well, it's 3 people against keeping them at all, so if...
Yes, as Manaki said, if no one's going to side with him killing the fuckers, then he's going to choose the next best thing, which is leave my sight now, and never come back.
I really want to kill you, but my siblings like trying to hold me back.
I am curious what stuff they have, though.
Exactly right.
Don't you even start this shit.
No, I'm not.
I think it's decided now. I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Since you guys clearly aren't going to let them stay, my vote would also then end up flying into the whole, just banish them in that case if you're not going to hire them.
They are not welcome, not just within what they formerly perceive to be our territory, but the entirety of the fungal jungle. The Zan and Skistral will be informed of this explorer society and their ill intent, and should they be spotted attempting to excavate upon the Isle of Ozenstadt, then they will answer to the council.
As stealing cultural heritage is very illegal.
And I think, the Zvirf Neblin of Cladenvolt might care about that, too.
Upon the pain of torture and death.
Yeah.
Is that then the final message you deliver to the venture captain?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, they can leave to go out of our realm tonight. And there'll maybe be sent a few guards to escort them out. And of course we thank them for their offer and hope that they'll be civil about this.
Yeah, well, if that is your final decision, then Venture Captain Aranadiz will listen to the decision, frown slightly as she hears it, and she's clearly disappointed. But
a better offer then.
But in the end, she nods and says that it is indeed regrettable, and that she hoped you would come to some sort of an agreement. But if that is the decision of the ruling government, then she will indeed be civil about it and leave without much trouble.
Good. I think it's worth noting that, the venturing party might look for, less difficult to obtain items and treasures. We, find them in the Earth's Wound. They're, ransacking, a dwarven mine full of mithril.
Well,
Well...
How did he get past Vothis? We wish to be set off at that side of the...
Yeah, sure, whatever.
Alright, then the venture captain will leave the council chamber.
I have to say, that fucking NPC better feel love, because that is more time than we have spent during a session on anything else.
You know, it is, every time I introduce the Pathfinder Society, it's always very diversive.
I don't even know who the fuck those people are, because I've never played Pathfinder, and I don't like them.
On my hand, I actually regularly play Pathfinder Society, so I had other opinions.
Well, I met them in Kingmaker, and they were so annoying. We kept telling you have to agree to our rules. No, we have our own rules.
I have to say, metagame wise, I really wanted a fucking Wayfinder. So...
Yeah, Wayfinder would be quite fun.
Yep, that might have been an opportunity there, but alas.
No.
Wayfinders are so awesome.
What's a Wayfinder exactly?
Awesome. Just like Iron Stones.
Awesome, okay.
Yep.
It's,
that thing. Oh,
Yeah, when you put Iron Stones in them, they become more powerful as well.
I want one of those.
You know.
Can we change our
Maybe
opinion?
they had some.
No, we can't. It has already been determined.
It has already been determined, yes. Should we continue with the rest of the council meeting before descending into this?
Let's actually start the council meeting properly.
Maybe we can actually get on with the kingdom turn. Let me slide my glasses back on. Oh, shit. Here I actually thought we would do shit this session. Little did I know. Fucking Pathfinder Society. Little did I know.
Always trouble. I just want to come ruin your shit.
It's like,
we don't take kindly to your kind.
you know, I thought I was going to have an enjoyable Saturday until the Pathfinder Society.
Hashtag Pathfinder Society ruins everything. Maybe a bit long.
Ruins as in ruins.
Aha!
See?
Thinking they can just browbeat Drow. Fucking, aha, yes, we have the advantage in this. Fuck you.
They certainly are very confident. And very, very brash. They are basically like Indiana Jones, the guild.
Of course they are. They're fucking player characters. Of course they're confident. They're like, yeah, we've seen all sorts of crazy shit. There's nothing you can fucking do to us. You're just like every other nobles we've ever talked to.
Well, if they're like Indiana Jones, they're gonna throw everything to the museum, and I don't want that.
This belongs in a
That's
museum.
basically what they said, right? It'll go to the museum in this fucking Surfers Island.
That we are never gonna see, so
That's
fuck
gonna
you.
be awesome, huh?
You will probably get an official invitation to go to Absalom.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
You
Come
know,
to Japan, please.
Never go to a place where human rules.
I mean, in time,
that's
with
insane.
that is far in the future.
Free teleportation, courtesy of the society.
See if we would trust them. Suddenly, boom, you're
How
the
would we
last
even
mantra.
function?
all right,
What?
all right.
That male human is gonna tell me what to do.
All right, we really have spent enough time on this.
Yep. Back to the
Kingdom
phase.
turn, start!
Alright, upkeep phase. Time to determine stability.
This will be the longest kingdom turn ever.
Success!
All right, unrest decreases by 1. So that whole incident about maybe, you know, sending some people to wander those paths of Agares.
Well, I'm glad Tristan went there, because I really didn't know what to tell him. No.
Okay. Unrest goes back down to 0 then.
Yep. Edicts. No, sorry. I'm looking at the overall thing. Pay consumption.
Which is non-existent.
Still, yeah.
Vacant magic item slots. I've done that.
Yeah,
Higher up in the thing, so you can buy that coveted wand of fairy fire.
Yes.
In Drow Society, that's what everyone wants.
It's like a flashlight. It's like
So modifying unrest is necessary, as we have no unrest to enjoy.
leadership.
I assume that's the point in which, you know, it's like we have this whole, like, yes, the barony became a duchy. Our ruler's strong enough to modify 2 attributes now.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, Duchess Alauneari. Yeah.
Does double the work now.
Yeah.
All by
Somehow.
being so wonderfully pretty.
Yes.
Our people are both loyal and on sort of easy to control.
Yes, that's exactly what happened.
Then we go to claim and abandon hexes.
There were no listed hexes to claim for this turn, as we wanted to save build points to do other things.
We could take one to claim the horse instead.
We really can't spare, like, we could, like, basically we just drop the watchtower, and then, like, build that later, because it's discounted.
We could, if you want to.
Oh, if you would like to, try
I
to...
think I'd rather have the watchtower, I think.
No, actually, no, I'm of the opinion, since you suggested it, that claiming the Vosenstadt ruins, I like that more.
Alright. I mean, we could claim more hexes then, because we'll have more PP worth.
We could, yes. We can claim 2. So we could claim that and 1211, and basically advance our scheme towards the new settlement, and then claiming all the way down to Fasterfold.
We certainly can. We have the consumption still to support it, so...
Okay.
What do you guys think of that?
Sure.
So that was 1211 and 1309.
1309, yeah. That would put the entirety of the Isle of Seven Horns within our patrol area.
Indeed.
I'll teach them. Yes. No, let's change this. Move the watchtower.
Wonderful.
Mark this down. There you go. I've added to new borders.
Then we go to
That's everything.
build terrain improvements.
The suggested terrain improvement that we had here, again trying to save money for other things, was to actually get to work constructing that pulley system for 7 build points.
Alright.
With my fabulous blueprints.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I should be doing
So,
that.
certainly possible.
You know, we have traveled up and down that thing enough times. It would be nice to be able to do it more conveniently. You know, I
Take
am a
Tine with
noble of high stature, and I have been greatly inconvenienced by injustices.
Yep.
Now you can have an elevator.
Well, certainly.
The gold-plated pulley system.
Shh,
Of
don't tell them
70
about that.
BP.
Don't tell them about the gold plate
7.
bit.